Okay guys, we're in the back door of this Malibu 2010 Chevy Malibu. Really nice car. He told me that he had to have his whole side repainted. So this right here, I'm tapping on it. You want to know what you're working on. I assume it's straight metal and paint. Okay? I know it's not Bondo because of the way it sounds. And I know that that dent is metal. If there was any Bondo, it was probably down here somewhere. They did a really good job, whoever repainted this car. So I know I'm not worried about any kind of breaking Bondo or anything like that. If you see what we're working on, we've got two little dents. We've got one that is right here and it's barely visible. Where is it? Right here, barely visible. And then one that's right up here that's a little bit more noticeable. So let's go for the small one that's low. I've got my longest tool, Grandpa, in there, and I am just gonna find that low dent and work it right now. And as I'm looking down, I have the angle that you guys probably don't have. So I'm gonna take this dent out super nice and finite, get it out really quick. We got the birds in the background chirping. We're out in nature. And I hope everybody's having an awesome day. This is what I love doing. So now that that little one is almost out completely, I mean, it's got a tiny little pocket, but who's going to even see it? I can barely even see it with the board. So if I take the board off, you guys won't be able to see it. Although I see one that's behind it. I'm still working on the little pocket. I'm just kind of taking my time. A retail level quality job, and definitely want it to look as nice as possible. But what I see that you guys don't see is right up here there's another one that's I can pull up and find it right here and make one little push, and it's right here. I know you guys can probably not see that, but I can make 2 or 3 little tiny pushes, and no one's ever gonna know that that dent even existed. It was a tiny little guy that you'd only see with a board. Now I'm going to move back to the one we originally started on, the little one, and then we're going to get to the fun part. Yeah, that's tightened up. That looks good. That you can't even find. It blends in with all those lines. Now we're going to get up to the fun one, which is right there. Here's the deal with this dent. Okay, I'm on it with the tip. We got a bend right here. This is a normal body line, and then it inverts and it bends up. So it's got a concave bend with a dent right at the edge of it. There's a little triangle bend that is the way that this panel was stamped. You have to be aware of that because you don't want to straighten it out so much that it doesn't bend anymore. You know what I mean? You got to keep the natural curve. So I'm going to start right on the top of that. This is a lot like the dent we did yesterday on the Ford Explorer. If you haven't seen that video, it's probably a couple of videos ago. Take a look at that one. And all the way back, I got my tip of Grandpa wedged in there, and I'm barely turning the handle to wedge that tip out to the edge. And so this is not a push, this is a twist. And then once I get it to that point that I'm moving metal, I hold it in place and give it a little bit of leverage. So it's a twist to the point that I get the tip that I want it at, and then I push how hard I want to push. Because pushing where you want to push is one thing, and then pushing how hard you want to push is the other thing. And then knowing the difference between if you're twisting or if you're prying is 2 different things also. So this is both. This is a twist and a pry, very high level difficulty dent, and it's extended as far as I've got. This is my largest tool, so it's a 60-inch tool, and that dent is 50 inches away from me. And if you see, all I can do is hold the tip of the end of this handle of this tool. So it's not like the manipulation of that tool is all in the time and skill. There we go. So as we finish this dent out, it's starting to look very nice. I've got a couple of little pries I want to make, And I always want to relax and stop and let that metal go back to where it's going because it was stamped in that fashion. And like I said from the start, I don't want to push it too far and have it not be curved anymore. I'm at the bottom edge of that dent. I'm going to give some kind of bouncy pushes and kind of hold it in place, move up a little bit, give some bounciness and hold it in place. It's kind of a funky little thing. And now that I see that I almost moved the metal as far as I want, I'm going to hold it there for a second and stop. I know it's not aluminum, but it kind of feels like it is. We're getting most of it out here. There we go. Another little push. And it just wants to slide right at the edge of my push. I'm doing my best to hold it in place while I pry. And not let it slide around. And there we go. We're almost down to nothing on this one. It's got a little tiny teardrop that I'm going to get out right there. One more little push. Even if I had to bring it high, what I did there was I left it all the way down to a tiny little pocket. And like I said, I know there was work done on this car, so I don't want to work too much in one area. I'm gonna tap that down just a tad. This little high line right here. I'm gonna get right on in it and tap it down a tad. When I say a tad, like almost that much. What was that, like 6 taps maybe? Really light hairline taps at the end. Take the grandpa stick all the way down the end of this deep dark hole in this door where I don't even know where I'm at, and boom, I end up right at the dent. I mean, is it luck? Yeah, at this point it is, because it's the way that this door was made. I did get lucky to be able to get the tip right up there in the dent. If that dent was maybe an inch higher, I'd have to use a different tool or a different access point maybe. But the way that this one ends up being right at the end of Grandpa there, it just works out brilliantly. So we will close out this little dingaroony and say, guys, I love you. Thank you all for hitting that subscribe button. Those 1,453 that have, you're awesome. And we will catch you all in the next video where we expose more dent work and hopefully some serenity being put out to the world. So everybody have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. This has been PDR, and I'm out. Peace.